I believe that the majority of citizens of our state agree that the killing of preborn child for convenience is wrong. The procedures may not be used as an excuse to needlessly kill a living preborn child.
Not one doctor, not one fertility specialist, not one disability advocate has been invited to offer public testimony on the language of this bill. These groups prey on the fear of people by putting out messages about using abortions as birth control and late-term abortions of convenience. Now, as a woman who has been pregnant, frankly, I find that offensive. These arguments are obviously ridiculous and designed to create fear, but fear sells. Now, I thought when the Senate said no and the Supreme Court said no, that would be it, but we're raising the issue again, and as much as I don't want to talk about this anymore, I'm going to share my thoughts for those who have not had the privilege of hearing me speak on this bill. For those who weren't around, we did have an ad hoc committee, and we did take hours and hours of days of impassioned testimony. But the only invited expert there to speak was a lawyer for the National Right to Life. She was not a South Carolina attorney. She likened abortion to organized crime. She recommended that doctors face racketeering-style prosecution that we usually reserve for drug members, gang members, drug lords, criminal kingpins. And today we're passing a bill that treats our doctors the same way. Section 820 makes it a violation to perform a procedure that causes an abortion and a violation to administer, prescribe, deliver, or sell any medicine that causes an abortion. So not only are we making our doctors felons and criminals, we're also making the family members that might purchase this medicine for their daughter a felon. Hopefully, we're not going to start going after the UPS drivers, but I guess that's in the prosecutorial discretion. During the month that our 6-week ban was law, we literally heard from countless women on going into the hospital and having the doctors consult with general counsel while they were bleeding out in the emergency room. And that is precisely the situation I found myself in when I was 26 weeks pregnant. And I'm so glad that my doctors didn't have to consult with the hospital's legal counsel before they could treat me. We are already having difficulty with recruiting and retaining our doctors here in South Carolina, and holding criminal prosecution over their head certainly does not help. Section 840 makes abortion by a doctor or medicine a felony, punishable by $10,000 and 2 years in prison. So we are making our doctors and the families of our women felons.
It's interesting. There are only 4 women who are here today on this committee. And this bill affects mostly women. We continue to erode women's rights in the legislature, and it's only gotten worse. Men talk about it so flippantly. Pregnancy is not easy. It's life-threatening. It's not a decision that is taken lightly. And so for these decisions to be made by the legislature when they're so personal and they are based on medical science and technology, why are we not deferring to our medical doctors, the medical doctors who are in this state, who treat women in this state, who are gynecologists and obstetricians in this state, as a organization, have said they don't want this bill. But members in this legislature think that we know more than the medical professionals in this state, and that's wrong.